You've been carrying fear for so long, it almost feels like a part of you. But what if it doesn't have to be? What if, just once, you chose courage instead? Truth is, you don't need to be afraid anymore. Just try being brave, even just once. We often wait for fear to fade before we move. We tell ourselves, when I'm ready, when I'm braver, then I'll start. But the truth is, courage doesn't show up before you act. It arrives because you do. There is no path to bravery that doesn't begin with shaky hands, a pounding heart, and the terrifying uncertainty of the unknown. The people we admire, the bold ones, the fearless ones, they weren't unafraid. They were just willing to walk anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward even when you feel it, even when your voice shakes, even when your legs tremble. And maybe that first step won't be perfect. It never is. But without it, nothing changes. Because no dream, no breakthrough, no growth ever happened from standing still. So the next time fear whispers, "You're not ready," whisper back, "That's exactly why I must go." You'll realize one day, standing still, waiting for the future to make sense, is far scarier than simply starting. We keep waiting. For clarity, for signs, for the perfect timing. But life rarely hands out maps. It doesn't give guarantees. And the truth is, standing still doesn't protect you. It just delays the future you could be living. The fear of uncertainty can feel paralyzing. But do you know what's worse? Looking back one day and realizing you spent years waiting for things to make sense, instead of taking a single step forward. Progress doesn't come with full certainty. It comes when you accept the unknown and move anyway. Clarity doesn't show up before the journey begins. It shows up in motion, in mistakes, in momentum. The cost of waiting is your time, your growth, your becoming. So if you're stuck, afraid to start, ask yourself, what's scarier, starting now or staying stuck forever? You were taught how to be right, but never taught how to be wrong and still move forward. We grow up being praised for being right, for knowing the answer, for getting it perfect. But almost no one teaches us how to be wrong, how to fail with grace, how to make mistakes and still believe in ourselves after. And so we become afraid of failure, not because it hurts, but because we were never taught how to rise after it. We confuse failure with finality. But failure isn't the end. It's feedback, it's instruction. It's proof that you tried and that you're growing. No great story starts with, "I always got it right." Growth lives in the missteps, in the moments you fall, then stand, not perfectly, but stronger. So the next time you get it wrong, don't retreat, don't shrink. Remember, being wrong doesn't mean you're broken, it just means you're becoming. Just because someone broke you, doesn't mean everyone will. One heartbreak, one betrayal, one deep wound, and suddenly you start closing every door. You tell yourself it's safer that way, safer to keep people out than to risk being broken again. But in doing that, you're not protecting yourself, you're punishing yourself. Because not everyone is here to hurt you. Not everyone wants to leave. Some people come to stay. Some people come to heal. But you'll never know unless you let them in. Don't let the pain of one person cause you to lose the kindness of many. Don't let someone's cruelty become your reason to mistrust love. It's okay to guard your heart, but don't lock it away forever. Healing doesn't happen behind walls, it happens in connection. So open the door again, even if just a little, even if your hands still shake. Success doesn't wait behind the door of safety. It lives on the other side of risk. We're taught to play it safe, to choose comfort, to stay where it's familiar. But the truth is, nothing extraordinary grows in comfort. Dreams don't bloom inside your safety net. Every breakthrough you want lives beyond the line of fear, beyond the what-ifs. Success isn't sitting in your room waiting for you to feel ready. It's out there, where the risk lives, where the challenge stretches you, where failure is possible. But so is greatness. The path to growth is paved in uncertainty, and that's exactly why it's worth walking. You don't get to the next level by standing still. You get there by stepping through discomfort and trusting that discomfort is proof you're doing something bold. So ask yourself, is your safety worth more than your calling? The person you admire now was once someone who doubted themselves, just like you do now. You look at them and think, they're fearless, they're confident. I could never be like that. But what you don't see is who they used to be, the late nights they questioned everything, the self-doubt they carried like a shadow, the moments they almost gave up. Because the people we admire now didn't start strong. They started scared. They started unsure. They just didn't stop. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And every person you look up to, they were once exactly where you are, full of doubt, full of fear, and full of questions. The only difference is, they kept going, and so can you. They laughed at your dreams until you made them real. At first, they'll mock you, annoyed, say it's impossible, say you're not enough. They'll roll their eyes when you speak and laugh when you try. But success has a quiet way of turning noise into silence. Because when you prove it, when the dream becomes real, there's nothing left for them to say. You won't need to argue, you won't need to defend. You'll just need to keep building. Let them laugh, let them doubt, let them underestimate you. Use it, let it fuel you. Because the greatest revenge is not proving them wrong with words. It's doing what they said you couldn't, and watching their voices disappear, one silent stare at a time. Your value doesn't rise and fall with their gaze. It comes from how well you know your own name. Too often, we tie our worth to what others think, their praise, their approval, their attention. But validation from the outside is fragile. It fades, it shifts. It's never truly yours. Real self-worth begins when you stop performing, when you no longer need the spotlight to feel seen, when you hold your head high, even in the quiet, even when no one claps. You are not your follower count. You are not their opinion. You are who you are when the lights are off, when it's just you and your reflection. And the moment you stop chasing their gaze is the moment you finally see yourself clearly. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. If this resonated with you, hit like and follow. I've got more thoughts, truths, and stories coming your way.